I'm Sharon Bill. I'm continuing in a series of working through all of the major scales and how to play them on the piano. And now I'm moving into the flat side of the key signatures. I've already covered F major, which is the first scale with a B flat in it. If you're not sure why that is, just check out the video that I've done explaining the construction of the major scale. And there's also a way of figuring out what your key signature should be. If you follow this circle of fifths, there's a formula that helps you know what to play to make each scale a major scale pattern without having to work it out note by note. So now we're into B flat major, and from now on all of the flat keys will have a flat in the title. And B flat major of course has B flats in it, and then we add one more into the mix and that will be E flat. So B flats and E flats makes up the scale, the major scale of B flat major. Now the left hand fingering pattern can begin with finger 3, because of course we can't really begin the fingering patterns with the standard fingering patterns, because we're not going to be able to manage with our thumbs and little fingers because we're beginning on a flat. So we can begin with finger 3 in the left hand and get going straight away with the pattern alternating 3, 4, 3. We're sticking to just starting with 2 octaves now. On these more advanced scales, there's not really any situation where you would perhaps just choose to practice just 1 octave. And in actual fact, it's easier to practice 2 octaves or more because you get the fingering pattern established under your fingers, because sometimes we have to unwrap the fingering before we can begin the fingering pattern proper. The left hand, however, we can begin straight away, and so let's start with that and we'll get cracking straight away. So we're remembering B flats and E flats. Make sure that you stretch straight away from the B flat to the C. We don't want B flat and B because that will be using the B key being represented twice where we only need it once. We need to step up note by note just once for each note being represented. So we're beginning with finger 3 on B flat and off we go up to the C. So we began with finger 3, now we can go 4 over straight away to the E flat. Make sure we stretch up to the F. 3 over to the B flat. 4 over to the E flat. Unwrap your fingers and stretch. Now to finish the scale, just point over with finger 2, just to get us to that last little key note there. Back we go, so we unwrap that, so tuck under straight away to unwrap that, and now we can carry on. So we need to get to finger 4 on that E flat, tucking under. 3 is on the B flat, 4 is on the E flat, and we finish with finger 3 on the B flat. Incidentally, it's worth noticing, just to help you out, that as you tuck over with your 3, 4, 3, in your left hand each time that will be on the black key, the B flat or the E flat, so that's just a little clue for you to look out for. So let's try that again. Finger 3 on the B flat, 4 over to the E flat, 3 on the B flat, 4 over to the E flat, and just point up to finish the scale. Unwrap and reverse what you've just done. 4 on the E flat, 3 on the B flat, 4 on the E flat, and finish. Now your right hand is going to have to just unwrap a little bit first. You're actually doing in mirror image what you did at the top of the left hand scale, pointing over with finger 2 to finish. We now begin with finger 2 to start, and we've got to unwrap to your thumb first, and then we can get going with the 3, 4, 3 fingering. So let's have a go. So we've got to kind of just get things started with finger 2, tuck under all the way to your thumb on the C, and now we can get going with the fingering pattern. 3 on the E flat, tuck under to your thumb on the F. There's your B flat, with finger 4 tuck under, finger 3 on the E flat tuck under. There's our B flat to finish. Back down we come, so we reverse that down, so we finish with finger 4 here. So it's 3 over, 4 over on the flat, 3 over again on the flat, and just point over to finish. And again, just coincidentally, it works in quite nicely in the fingering pattern that your 3, 4, 3 falls onto one of the flats, so that should help you out considerably. Let's have another go. So beginning with your finger 2, tuck under straight away to get things started. 3 on the E flat tuck under, 4 on the B flat tuck under, 3 on the E flat tuck under, and finish with the 4 on your B flat coming back down, 3 over on your E flat, 4 over on your B flat, 3 over on your E flat, and just point down to finish. Now, putting that hands together in similar motion going in the same direction, we're going to start with finger 3 in your left, finger 2 in your right, and then because of the way that the fingering pattern unfolds, your flats are going to come at the same time and they're going to fall in nicely with your fingering pattern, but we're going to have 4s in this hand at the time we have 3s in this hand, so we're going to look out for opposite fingering. I'll just show you what I mean there. So begin 3 in your left, 2 in your right, tuck in your right straight away to get things unfolded. So we want 4 over on the E flat in your left, whilst it's 3 in the right. So now we need to tuck the right under. So it's 4 on the B flat in your right, it'll be 3 on the B flat in your left. Tuck under now in your right. So it's 3 on the E flat in your right, so it'll be 4 on the E flat in your left. Tuck under in your right now. And just point to finish with your left hand because you've run out of fingers just for that last little step. So tuck under straight away to bring the scale back down. So it's 4 on E flat in your left, so it'll be 3 over with E flat with finger 3 on your right, tuck under. Now it's 3 on the B flat in your left, so it'll be 4 on the B flat in your right. Now tuck under, now we've played that B flat in your left. It's finger 4 on the E flat in your left, so we need finger 3 on the E flat in your right. Tuck under now in your left hand. And just point over to finish. So looking out for that opposite fingering pattern and also knowing that you need to tuck under on these flat keys to get your 3-4-3 pattern going, that should help. Let's have a little go at that in a bit more of a musical tempo, thinking in 2s, just to give it a little bit more rhythmical direction. Here we go. Opposites under, opposites under, opposites under, point. Now reverse the process. Opposites under in your left, opposites under in your left, opposites under in your left. There we go, one more time. And there's the scale of B flat major, 2 octaves in similar motion. So to play the scale of B flat major in contrary motion, so we go in opposite directions, we begin on B flat and we share that key with finger 2s and we unwrap straight away, tucking under our thumbs. However, after that, once you've tucked under, you then need to remember that it's the opposite fingering patterns. So if you remember from the similar motion scale, Finger 3 is on the E flat in your right hand, whereas finger 4 is on the E flat in your left hand. So that gives you a few little pointers to focus on to make sure that you keep the correct fingering pattern. So you end up with opposite fingers on these E flats and B flats. Let's have a little go slowly. So beginning on B flat, 2s, tuck under straight away and unwrap. So 3 on the E flat, tuck under, 4 on the E flat, tuck under, 3 on the B flat in the left, 4 on the B flat in the right, tuck under, 3 on the E flat, tuck under, 4 on the E flat in the left, tuck under, and you finish on opposite fingering, 3 in the left on the B flat, 4 in the right on the B flat. So bringing that in, we finished on 3 in the left just now, so it's going to be 4 over straight away once you get to the E flat, 4 over on the E flat in the left, 3 over on the E flat in the right, 3 on the B flat in the left, 4 on the B flat in the right, 4 on the E flat in the left, 3 on the E flat in the right, and then finish pointing 2s to your B flats. The thing to watch out for as well is making sure that you get those full tone stretches. So you need to make sure that you get from the B flat to the C. We don't want B flat and B because the B flat is already accounted for. That's the B key accounted for, and we need to get to the full step of the C. So that's one place where you need to make sure you get that full step. And then of course it's when you get to the F here, making sure you get that full step. And then of course it will be the same in reverse in your left hand, making sure you get from the E flat to the F and so on, or the B flat and the C. Just make sure you get those full steps there. Let's have one more go. So B flat major contrary motion. And there we have it. If that's been helpful to you, if you've enjoyed that video, if you could hit the like button, give me a thumbs up, that would be really fab. And if you want to keep a track on what's coming up next, if you like and subscribe to my channel, you'll be sure to know what's coming up as I keep posting regularly. If you can share it with your friends, let's just sort of spread this joy of learning, of playing the piano and of music in general. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.